I thought I wasn't alone in this. All right, never mind. Okay, so, wow. Hello, everyone. How's it going? I am your caster for today, ZeroEmpires. You may have heard of me from the last hour and a half of random chat in the stream chat. We have made it, though. This could be it. Now, we've bated breath because until the 4-minute mark of game time, there can still be a restart. I am hoping that there will not be a restart, and we will get to see this game out. We are an hour and 30 minutes delayed with this series, but it is finally begun. Brazil A versus Brazil B for the Nations Cup upper bracket semi-final. The winner of this match will go on to face Finland A in the winner bracket final. And in the lower bracket, one of these teams will drop down to face up against, I think it's China. I can't remember who they face up in the lower bracket, excuse me. But it's not an elimination match, but the winner obviously does secure their spot in the grand final. Well, not the grand final, but the winner bracket final, which is a very, very important step for these teams if they want to go to China. Hopefully, we will have a good game that is not going to be fraught with pauses and lags and problems, as we have obviously been encountering them over the last hour and a half. The game is currently paused right now, and I'm hoping that it will resume and everything will be okay. As I say, I'm waiting here with bated breath because after this last hour and a half, I don't have any faith anymore. My faith ran out after about 5 minutes. What can I say? Miss Tiffs wants to hear more about a hot niece. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Wrong generation. Debated breath. Game is paused. Please tell me this is a pause, though, and not a crash or something. Because I'm on the edge now. I'm going to tab out to Voobly and check the lobbies. Okay. It is. The game, the players are all still in the game, and it's resumed. Whew. We can breathe easy. The game has officially resumed. This might be it, boys and girls. This might actually be it. It might be happening. And I still don't believe it. People in the chat saying have some honey mixed with water. I will do that after this game. I do have some honey in the cupboard. But Brazil A, then. Fire, Riot, Alive, Goku. Versus Brazil B, Stark, Fiage, Degao, Miguel. Two absolutely massive, titanic teams. Titan teams. Titanic implies that they're going to sink. One of them will sink. But both teams full of incredibly strong players. On the side of Brazil A, you've got two tyrants. You've got the two tyrants, Riot and Fire. And then on the side of Brazil B, you've got Dogao, who never made it to become a tyrant. Fiage, who has been a dominant player for many years, a team game player for many years. And this really could be either team's match. It's a best of 7 right here, starting on Arabia. And for this to be a best of 7, starting already at 8:30 p.m. in the UK, we're in for a long night, as this is going to be a close set, I feel. So let's take a look at the civs. I hear a boar steal here. Looks like Fire on the flank, going to be stealing from Fiage, but Fiage is stealing right back as well. Riot's going to try and block the boar steal from Fiage here. And Fiage is going to try and get that in. It's not uncommon to see Fiage laming. Fiage is always the lamer. And if you've ever seen Fiage stream, you'll know that's his prerogative. That's his goal. Lame, lame, lame is the name of the game for Mr. Fiage here. Fiage and I go back a long way. You may have seen on my YouTube channel about 4 years ago, me and Fiage did a little Borderlands playthrough together. He's a funny guy, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring to this event here. He does risk losing his scout. Riot's trying to commit to kill the scout, but he's going to back away there. Nicely done by Fiage, securing the board, getting the steal. His scout's on 3 health. And I know the game speed is all over the place right now, but it will stabilize at some point soon, I hope. Please, stabilize, game. Stabilize. All right. So for Brazil A, on the west flank, we've seen a bit of ball stealing action. We've got Fire playing as the Spanish on the flank there. In the pocket position, we've got in the grey Riot playing as the Mongols. In the second pocket position, we've got Goku in the orange playing at Huns. And on the right flank for Brazil A, we've got Alive playing in the green as the Mayans. So Mayans, Spanish on the flanks for Brazil A, with Mongols and Huns in the pocket. They'd rather have the Huns on the flank and the Spanish in the pocket here, but what are you going to do? Random position placements cause these things. For Brazil B, up on the north side of the map, on the left flank, we've got Fiege in the yellow playing as the Chinese. The pocket player there, we've got Stark in the teal playing as the Spanish. The second pocket, we've got Miguel in the purple playing as the Huns. And on that right flank, finally, Dogao in the red playing as the Mongols. We actually don't have mirror civs here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. For one team, yeah, Brazil B taking Chinese and Brazil A taking Mayans instead. So the other civs are the same: Huns, Mongols, Spanish. Really staple civs for 4v4 Arabia. Specifically the Spanish, which are going to be buffing up the trade. The Mongols, which, as we know, are a late game powerhouse, which are going to be really pivotal key players in the match, making sure to put their Mangadai in the right places, making sure that they are reacting quickly, making sure that they're pushing in the right places, making sure they're defending their teammates in the right places. And then the wild card, the Mayans versus the Chinese. Now, the Chinese, you can argue, is a little more versatile than the Mayans. You can say, well, it's okay if I get the Mayans, if I get the Chinese in the pocket, I can go knights. Whereas the Mayan player has to get the castle up and go plumes, and that's quite a slow transition to make compared to two stable knights, which you can do as the Chinese straight up. As it turns out, the Chinese is on the flank, so is the Mayan player here, and the Chinese on the flank is just fine as well. Interesting walls here from Fiege, though, and making sure that he can protect his wood line. And this is important for Fiege because his map's not so bad, actually, looking over here. But this wood line could be a problem later on if units come up to this hill and start shooting down. So he's walled that off to the edge of the map as a bit of a safety. As the first players start to reach the feudal age, and the first player up here going to be Fire. Down here is the Spanish player, going for a quick scout rush, and Fire would ideally like to do a rush fast castle. As the Spanish player, it's really ideal to get to the castle age quickly because they don't want to commit to making archers. Obviously, they don't have crossbow, which makes them a very awkward flank civilization to play. Fire would ideally want to get castle quickly here, and unfortunately for him, his map isn't amazing. He's got some very thin wood lines to the north and to the south of his base, and his gold's quite exposed as well. I feel like he's not confident in a wall-off opportunity or a walling position, so he's going to go for the scouts, but then after that, well, he can't transition to archers, or if he does, then he will obviously have to, make up for that later on, because he can't go crossbow. The right flank, we've got Mayan player Alive going into double ranges, which is very standard for the Mayans, versus Dogao, who's gone for, well, he's gone straight into skirms. Interesting decision from Dogao. Normally, the Mongol player would try and do a few scouts, but Dogao's even coming forward with 4 villagers right here. Brazil B getting very aggressive on this right flank. Of course, Dogao going to be relying on Miguel, the purple player, to back him up when he gets to the castle age. But for now, coming forward with skirms, coming forward with a tower on the main gold of Alive, knowing that this is very open for Alive. Look at this. Look at, there's not a single tree line in sight at the front of Alive's base. And Dogao is going to do his best to deny gold. Obviously, Alive going straight into double archers. Going to be ideal. Dogao reading this very well. Not only is he going to push him away from the gold and get a villager kill, but he's got the skirmishes here, so Alive can't take this fight. 4 archers versus 6 skirms. You do the math. Don't do math on stream, but you do the math. You know how that's going to go. Alive wants to get back on the gold, but now the tower is up. Dogao has got to say no to that. And Alive, no opportunity to really wall this. Losing another villager. Brazil A not off to a strong start here as Alive drops down to 27 vills. That's on average 3 vills behind the Brazilian team B to the north of the map. On the left side, FH coming in here with archers on this hill. Stark from the pocket position. The pocket Spanish player doing a 4 scout rush. That is really quite unorthodox. You wouldn't expect to see that at all, as that's going to delay his castle age, going to delay his transition to knights. But the Brazil B team want to be aggressive here. The Brazil team want to put the pressure on and ramp the pressure up right from the get-go. And I think they recognize how difficult the Brazilian A team are going to have of walling this map. It's just so open across the front of all of their bases. And no walling is coming up from them at all. So this is a huge opportunity now for Brazil B to come and push in at the back. Alive. What's he doing? Oh no, this is Riot. My bad. Why did I think that was Alive? I think I'm going mad. I don't know. I'm seeing this grey color as green and thinking that it's Alive for some reason. Riot's getting his second TC up here. The scouts obviously roaming around, forcing Riot to make a few spearmen. There's just berries run out there. But yeah, on the right side, Dogao's ramping up the pressure. Alive's trying to counter-attack, but he's being headed off by the archers and skirmishers of Dogao. And on the left side, FH keeping the pressure on as well, forcing a tower out of Fire. And like I said, Fire did make a few scouts. He's got 5 scouts, sorry, on the map. No bloodlines for him. He's just running around trying to protect his teammates as, whoa, there you go. Villager down in the woodline for Riot there. Nicely done by Stark. It's really challenging to get something done with your scout cavalry. It's a difficult task because a couple of spearmen will cut this army down in seconds. And Stark's done really well to even find a villager here, I feel. FH, though, continuing to harass. He does have fletching. These scouts from Fire already very low. 3 going down straight away, and that's going to be a really good fight for FH right there. All of Fire's scouts going down, and FH didn't lose a single archer. This is fantastic for him, as he can now pressure Fire on his farms. And Fire, what is he going to do? What is Fire going to do right now? He can make more scouts and kill his castle time. He can make an archery range and make some skirms, which is also going to hurt him a little bit. He's going to have to do something. There's no bailout coming from Riot right now because Riot is booming. Riot has not built a stable. Oh, he has built a stable, my bad. But he's not making any knights. Well, he's making a knight. Making 1 knight. Wow, Caster's curse, right? But yeah, that's not helping Fire. He wants to counter-attack, and actually, that is amazing. What the hell is this? Miguel? Hello? Anybody home? Miguel losing like 5 villagers right there. So Riot actually making a solid play by going here and killing the villagers of Miguel. So I can't really flame Riot for not helping his teammate when he does that. But at the same time, Fire does need a bailout here. Fire's eco is in a big mess. 700 gold, 200 food. Not enough to go to the castle age. And he's in a bit of a pickle, to say the least. It's Pickle Rick. And Mr. Fire under a lot of pressure here to perform, and it's a big game for them. Maybe Riot, you know, he's done a bit of damage over here, but what's better? Killing 4 vills from Miguel or saving his teammate? I don't know. That's the call you've got to make. That's the call. That's the decisions you have to make in these games. Now, obviously, Dogao made a lot of skirms, which isn't good normally, because skirmishes are very easily dealt with by knights, and obviously in a team game, 2 of the players in the game on your opponent's team will fast castle, which means that knights will be coming out very quickly, and obviously skirmishes are a toast in that situation. But Dogao did switch into archers very quickly here. I'm just worried for Fire. He's losing more villas on the gold now, and now Stark's here as well with knights on top of that. Sorry, Riot is here with knights on top of that. Wait, that's Riot. Okay. Again, this gray color messes with my eyes. I thought this was a teal knight. That's why I said Stark. And earlier I thought they were green units, but they're gray. I just... Procaster, am I right? Holy shit. I need to sort it out. I don't know what it is. Like, I look at this gray color and I see teal and I see green. I never see gray. I think I'm just colorblind. Stark is coming in with knights, though. I mean, I'll give him that. You can see the yellow knights here are belonging to Riot, the red knight belonging to Stark, as we switch off team colors. Serious question. Do knights beat eagle warriors? Yes, they do. In general, they do, yes. Eagle warriors have a bit of bonus damage versus knights, but knights win. They have more health, but they are a lot more expensive as well, right? So it depends. Do they win on a pound for pound 1v1 standpoint, or do they win on a cost effectiveness standpoint? Typically, the knights are a better option, and they will win in both of those standpoints, I suppose. Since Lancaster's laws work in favor of the knights as well. Anyway, Lancaster's laws, not Lancaster's. Oh, look at this. This is ridiculous. On the left side, Fiage is going to be up to the castle age now. Oh, nice knights, Riot. Nice upgrades, he says, as Riot has no bloodlines, no +1, no +2. Easy cannon fodder for these Chinese crossbow here. And, I mean, Fire is being pressured so hard right now. He's at 38 villagers, but at the same time, so is Dugao. Dugao on the right side, only at 38 villas as well. Dugao will hit the castle age first. The difference being, Dugao already has 23 military on the map. He's already roaming around, hitting alive as well. And Fire has no military right now. He's got a couple of skirms, that's it. And we already spoke about how skirms are a very weak unit choice in team game. He will get to the castle age and he will make some knights. How many knights will he make? Right now he can afford 1. And if he loses access to his gold again, that's going to be all he can make. He does, however, seem to sell a little bit of resource to get some more gold here. But still, it's not good. Goku and Alive on the right side, fighting against the mass crossbows, archers from Dugao, soon to be crossbows, soon to have Bodkin arrow. Goku does have upgrades though. He has got bloodlines, has got +1. Dugao's trying to come back, waiting for those upgrades to come in. Waiting for +2, waiting for crossbow. Now he's going to turn it. Miguel's here with his knights as well, so Miguel can help Dugao out on this right flank. They're still falling back a little bit, but I think they'll win this fight now. I think they'll come out on top. +2 is not done for Dugao. What the hell? I thought Dugao was doing +2. It came up on the right side, but it's not there. Maybe he cancelled it? I don't know why he would cancel it, but they're going to win the fight anyway. Alive now fighting with archers, and this is terrible for Alive. He can't keep his archers alive. It's kind of ironic, really, but he has reached the castle age now, and he's lost half of his army, so there's not going to be many units to upgrade into crossbow. Dugao really needs that Bodkin arrow. What is going on here? Why does he not have that? He can afford it. Bodkin. Dugao, please. There you go. It's coming in now. I swear he clicked it before. He's doing ballistics as well. I mean, if you had Bodkin in that fight, it would have gone so much better. They still won the fight anyway. Still would have been nicer to trade better for Dugao. I mean, it's the ideal situation, right? To have Bodkin arrow up when your opponent has +2 on their knights. But Fiage now coming forward with his archers and crossbows. Stark is here as well with his Spanish knights. Getting +2 just now. That's going to finish in about 2 seconds. There it is. And they're all over them. Brazil B on both flanks. Really super aggressive. And if we look at the villager count now, it's going to tell a really important story. And that is Alive and Fiage at 41 and 43 villagers. And the flanks of the Brazil B team at 64 and 46. So they're ahead in villager count. And there's always the risk of that snowballing effect. As they start to pull ahead in villages, they start to make more military. As more military come out, they kill more of their opponent's villagers. Case in point, Goku, the villager leader for the game right now, losing about 8-9 villagers right there on his gold. And the problem is for this team is that there is no team wall, and their maps are so open. It really is a map problem for them. I feel like they'd have a much easier time if they could at least anticipate where Brazil B are going to come from. But the trouble is they've not got really very good vision, and because they don't have a wall, they don't have time to really predict, or not predict, but react to where Brazil B are coming in. Just Stark here, just running around a bunch of knights, getting more knights to chase him than he's committing to the chase. And as a result, taking more knights out of action, which means that when they come and push in on the left side, well, there's less knights to contend them there. Now, Brazil B are looking good, but Brazil A are by no means out of it. Riot and Goku still have more villagers than Miguel and Stark, so the pocket players are still doing quite well for themselves, but that will change. That will start, going more and more into the favor of Brazil B if they keep killing villagers like this. Another 4 villagers going down right there after raid keeps coming in. And Fire on the left side, he's finally got a castle up. Interesting castle location, but I guess he wants to protect his gold. And he's starting to make some conquistadors now. This is important. Now he's got some conquistadors out. It's going to be better for them. FH not trading too well. He's killed 51, which is the most units on his team, but he's about to lose a lot of crossbows here as well. Stark's coming in. And now that Fire, the blue player, has started to get some conquistadors out, he can start doing more damage to knights, but this is not the way it needs to go. This is not good. Fire throwing away his conquistador here. Fear just got ballistics, and that's just a waste. 5 units going down for free. Conquistador's not cheap, and of course you need a castle to even build them, so the investment here is huge. And Stark is continuing to just keep finding villagers. This is just so good for him. He's not really committing that many knights to just fighting head on. He's just constantly exploiting holes in Brazil A's defense. He's constantly in the wood lines. He's constantly on the gold, and he's keeping the villager count down. He's suppressing the villager count, and at the same time, he's making Brazil A chase him. I don't think, if you draw a line in the sand, if you draw a line from west to east, I don't think Brazil A have crossed the line into the northern half of this map since the Castle Age. They're finally starting to move out. Riot, for the first time, well, I guess he made a couple of knights out here, but that's it. First time starting to move, but now coming straight back again, as they're under so much pressure. Alive actually making a play out here, though. He did get a castle up on the right side, so there are plumed archers out for him. And Dagao's not having the best time here. He's probably Brazil B's weakest link right now. He's got only 80 vills, while the rest of his team's around 100 to 120. But, he is the flank. He has been quite open. Miguel coming in to help out, clean these plumed archers and crossbows up, and Dagao losing a few. But the main thing here is, although Dagao is the weakest link for Brazil B, he's still way ahead of Fire. He's still way ahead of Alive. So all in all, Brazil B are on course to take this game right now. And we've seen the Imperial Age upgrade starting to come in. Miguel going to be the first up to the Imperial Age, the Hun pocket here. And we'll also see Phi Age going up. Goku will be the first player for Brazil A, the Hun pocket for the A team. And Brazil B are just looking really good in this one. Taking the hill bonus here is really nice. This fight is going to go well for Brazil B, I think. Even if they end up losing everything, I still think this is a good fight for them. Because they've killed a lot to start with. And they've even made Riot commit to making camels here as well. And I spoke about this in the last game. Riot making camels. It's not ideal to ever have to make camels, right? Camels are useless once they've done their duty of defending. So that fight will end up going the way of Brazil A, but I would argue that Brazil B did more damage. They've just really hurt the numbers there of Brazil A. And now they've opened up an opportunity for Miguel to come in. He's got a lot more knights where that came from. And Cavalier is on the way as well. Brazil B looking super strong here. And I think Fiege is going to be a real big problem on this left side. And I want to bring this up right now because we're closing in on 40 minutes of game time. And 40 minutes game time is when you want to start trade. Roughly. I mean, it depends on the map. But generally speaking, you're going to want to start trade about 40 minutes. At least think about it at 40 minutes. And look at what Brazil B have done. They've walled up this left side. Fiege just come down here and walled this. And on the right side, Dugau's done the same. So they're making like it's like an arch across the middle of the map. And it means that Brazil A can't get a trade lineup. Like, where are they going to put their trade? They want to put their markets in this corner. But because Fire is so weak on this flank, they can't trade on the left side. So where do they trade? Do they trade on the right side? Well, Dugau's already walled it. And so these walls for Brazil B is really smart. And Fiege and Dugau getting those up, going to be able to cripple the trade line of Brazil A, or at least make it difficult for Brazil A to start their trade. At the same time, you can see they've started to put markets up here. And Fiege is putting markets down here, knowing, of course, that Fire is the weak flank. They can trade on this top left side, and they're going to get the whole distance from top to bottom of the map for maximum trade efficiency. And I can't tell you how important that is. So Stark coming in now. Cavalier's about to be done for him, hitting Riot in the heart of his base. Miguel being chased down by Goku, who doesn't have Paladin on the way yet. No, he does now. He just click it as I say that. But Miguel is just a couple of steps ahead. Paladin's over halfway done for him. On the right side, Alive, looking like he's still able to threaten Dugau here. But Dugau is obviously just going to try and hold on. I think he doesn't have to be... Like, normally it's the Mongol player that's really pivotal in these games, but the Mongol player comes online a lot later. By the time the Mongol player gets all their upgrades for the Mangadai, you're already looking at having Paladin done. And Paladin is done now for Miguel. It's about to be done for Miguel. He's taking a great fight versus Goku there. And Goku wants to run away, keep his Cavalier alive. But as I was saying, like, Dugau doesn't need to worry too much. Like, the pressure isn't on him right now because Fiege has just crushed this left flank so quickly with just a group of Arbalest, a bunch of Rams, and a little bit of backup from Stark. Conquistador from Fire. I mean, what are they going to do? He made the Conquistador to deal with the Knights, I feel, but the Arbalest are a big problem for these guys, and the Rams as well, just going to tank them up, and they can't do anything to stop the Rams. Brazil B, I think they're going to win it. It's just, yeah, it's done. Right there. Just like that. Brazil A crumbling. 42 minutes of game time. And as I say, I mean, Dugau never even came online that game. Didn't need to. Stark, Miguel, and Fiege, they played a phenomenal game on the left side, constantly pressuring. Right from the start, they were there at Fire's base, surrounding Fire, giving Fire a hard time, bullying Fire. And maybe, you know, you could argue, well, Riot should have been there to help his teammate. Riot should have sent some knights to kill the archers of Fiege and give Fire a bit more breathing room. But instead of doing that, Riot went across the map. He went into Riot's wood line up here. He did a lot of damage, but at the end of the day, Fire does go down in the end. And without your flank, you're essentially 3v4, and you can't trade either because Fiege just walled the trade line. So very well played by Brazil B. A dominant showing from them. And like I said, if you draw a line across the map, it was very rare that Brazil A got the opportunity to push out across into the top portion of the map where Brazil B's bases were. I do feel that Brazil A had very unfortunate maps. If you look at the maps, they are very open, and they didn't really have any sort of team wall at all. Now, Brazil B didn't have a team wall either, But that's because they were playing a lot more aggressively. They didn't really feel the need to. But you can see them starting to get the team wall up in the end. Dugao building it on the east side and across the middle. It's kind of, he's on walling duty. But yeah, Brazil A never had the opportunity to do that, and they never really had the best map to do it either. Obviously, Brazil B going to take game number 1, and it was a very dominant show from Brazil B right there. So we're coming out of this game now.